Okay, what up, y'all? I finally kind of watched the last two live streams that I recorded and uploaded, and I realized that I never really did a very good comparison of the preamps for you, which is was kind of the premise of the whole live stream. So, and I also kind of had the audio soft, so you couldn't hear it perfectly. At least that was my experience trying to watch it from work. Like, come on, get to the comparison. So I'm just going to get right to this. I'm going to do a short little video comparing the preamps in this, my Yamaha PM-430, the JapaNEVE console board. I'm going to compare the preamps in this with my API 512Vs to my AML 1073 pre's. Let me pull this over here and I'll show you. So the first two pairs of preamps are kind of what I've been using up to this point, and now I've got this, which I can only really run through a couple of channels because these are the outputs. I thought I could maybe use these, but I could actually only use one of them because it's pre-fader. So anyway, I'm going to have to add some direct outs to this because I do actually like the sound of the preamps in there. There is some hiss, but I think that can be fixed with some recapping. But anyway, let's get to the comparison. I'm going to play one loop for each of these. Oh, great, it's not updating the screen. So let me just unplug and replug in the USB there, and then I will... One moment. Okay, there we go. So I've got a little loop that's going to play, and I'm going to turn on and off these preamps. Spoiler alert, in the video I ended up landing on all three. I kind of just liked it running through all three of the preamps. But I'll let you hear, see if you can hear a difference. Listening on headphones or some nice speakers would be important. But I bet, most of you will probably be like, it sounds exactly the same. But I hear a difference. It's subtle. But what people say is you can feel a difference with this kind of stuff. Not necessarily hear a difference, but you can feel a difference. Whatever that means. Anyway, so the first I/O plug-in right here is for the APIs. Second one is for the AMLs. Third one is for the JapaNEVE. So I'm going to start with them all off. You can see the little yellow loop I have here. When this loop finishes, I'm going to turn on the API. I'm going to let it play all the way through. Then I'm going to turn that off, turn on the AML. Let it play through. Then I'm going to turn that off, turn on the Yamaha. Let it play through. Then I'm going to go through and just turn all three on. And then I'll probably turn them all off for one more loop. So I'm going to try not to talk over it. I'm just going to let you watch the screen to know what you're listening to, so that I don't taint it with my microphone. But yeah, let's get rolling. So I'll start with no preamps. So, did you hear it? what I hear is, oh, and let me show you this. When I turn on the JapaNEVE, see if you can hear the hiss that it makes. Can you hear that? The other ones don't do it. Let me show you the other ones. It's so minor. Like, it's... I did a bounce to see if I would notice it in the car or anything, and I really didn't. So yeah, basically I'm running the master 2-bus. I'm running through a little EQ to raise the highs. Then it goes through the preamps, and then it goes through one more I/O for my Hyperion, which is equalizing a bit. Then it goes through my Dione mixbus compressor. Then it goes through my Neve 542s. I don't know why it says Dione on there, but that confused me. Anyway, so that's like my normal mix bus chain. Hyperion, Dione, 542s. I have a tube EQ after that. I have a gain to like turn it down for whatever reason. Then I have a clipper, and then I have a saturator, and then my mastering limiter. So I'm definitely cranking it up, and I'm adding a little more saturation after the preamps. But what I've noticed is that with all this stuff on, it really helps you hear the character or the change in the sound when you turn on and off the preamps. So let me go through and play it one more time to see if you can hear it. Here's without preamps. Here's the API. AMLs. Here comes the Yamaha. And no preamps. And let's go all three. Off. I basically got them level matched by my ear, so that when I turn one off, turn it on and off, it should sound about the same volume, just so I can hear the difference. But anyway, what I'm hearing is the APIs add a slight amount of crunch, but they kind of keep the high end roughly about there. I think it darkens the high end just a little bit, but it keeps most of it compared to the other two. The AMLs seem to boost the low end and add a lot of thickness, and they seem to roll off the highs a little bit. And then the JapaNEVE seems to kind of do a similar thing, where it boosts the lows, it rolls off the highs. You know, it adds a little more crunch. Saturation, I think, is what's boosting the lows. And yeah, without it, it's just a little less punchy and thick, and it's a little more clean. I think the transients hit a little more without the preamps. The preamps seem to kind of compress a little bit, or roll off, or do a little bit of smoothing. And yeah, that's what I'm hearing, and I like it. One side note is the way that I'm running the Yamaha PM-430. I'm running out of slot 1 and 2 on my ADAT, which is a couple of West Audio MIMOS. They are bypassed, so the output is just going from those slots into inputs here. It's on the lowest gain setting. I have it dipping 24 decibels, whereas the other two preamps I have to dip by 18 decibels. And then I basically have this board at unity. And then it comes back in slot 3 and 4 on my ADAT. And that is a couple of DBX 560s. Now, I was expecting to bypass those on the input, but for some reason, it sounds way thin and kind of like more trebly when I have them bypassed, but when I turn the bypass off, even though I have the threshold all the way up, the compression is on 1-to-1, the makeup output gain is on 0, it shouldn't be affecting the signal at all. For some reason, when I bypass these, it sounds more like the other preamps do. Like it kind of rolls the highs off and makes it thick. But if I leave them... Sorry, if I don't bypass them, it does that. But if I bypass them, for some reason it's thin, which I will demonstrate for you right now. I don't know why. I think I want to do some testing with the impedance to see if there's a difference in the DBX input impedance when they're bypassed or not bypassed. I don't know. It's a mystery, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's useful. It's probably bad though. So let me play with bypassed, without. Here's just the Yamaha. This is bypassed. No, it's not. This is not bypassed. Sorry. Now I'm going to bypass. So he lost a little bit of volume. It's bypassed. No, sorry, not bypassed. So this is like what I would call normal, not bypassed. Now I bypass. Bypass. Not bypass. Bypass. Not bypass. So what if I maybe turn down the output gain to level match between the two? It's bypass. Not bypass. Bypass. What's up with that? I don't know, but I guess maybe, I don't know, it didn't seem like the lows disappeared. They still sounded punchy. It seemed like the highs were more crispy. Like it added highs for some reason. So I don't know if that is a byproduct of the Yamaha. I don't know if it's a byproduct of the DBXs. I don't know if that's normal or if it's not normal, if there's a problem. Maybe one of the resistors or something is damaged. I don't know. But I did try the monitor outputs on the Neve, the JapaNEVE, and it seemed to do something similar. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'll get back to you on that. But mostly just wanted to make a short video showing a detailed comparison of the three preamps and see what you think of the Yamaha. The Yamaha. We need a less politically incorrect sounding name for the JapaNEVE. How about like a YamaNEVE? I don't know. A 1070 Yamaha. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm going to stop recording so this video is actually short. Peace.